If you're conscious and awakened, you heard about Silent TV. If you're conscious, why you're hating? Some of us think too small, just too afraid to fall. If you're conscious and awakened, you know that the studio gets deep. Black news and history in the making. Let's get up from the fall, wise up and take it all.
Alright, you already see who's on the camera. I got Brother LLoyd Strayhorn and Brother Herman Smalls, and we're going to get into some powerful science. We welcome these brothers to the House of Consciousness.
The House of Telephone Calls. Yeah, communication.
Here we go, Brother Smalls.
Peace and Black Power family. It is truly a treat to be introducing a gentleman. We're not even introducing, the man is a legend, but maybe a few of you haven't heard of him yet. This might be the hood version of This Is Your Life, but I have to go back with a little history. I've known of him, meaning hearing his name, hearing him on radio programs, TV programs, for 40 years. I've had a friendship with him for at least 30 of those 40 years. And I've exchanged, you know, he's an expert in his field, I am in mine. We've exchanged each services, which builds our bond greater. And just briefly, before, this is part of the intro, because there was a question about eldership one time. Who's an elder? What's an elder? And to give an example of what I feel an elder is, that's this brother. And I use that term carefully because he looks like he's younger than I am, based on the way he takes care of himself. But he could physically, in years, be my father. And in the time he's been out here, with the knowledge he has, he's guided me as a father figure. So he is my classification of an elder. And also his life speaks of eldership, how he's dealt with his career, with his family, with his children. And also, again, 30 years, I've known the brother at times of challenge. And that's when you see the caliber of an individual, when they're under stress. And I see him float through it and dig down and pull strength up and do it. And again, in that 30 years, I've never heard a vulgar or profane word come from this brother. I have never gotten a vibe or an energy from him that's never been inspirational and supportive. So if there is a classification of what becomes an elder, many young said, which I grant, it's not just how long you've been on the earth. But if you got someone who's been on the earth a long time, doing the work and representing themselves in a manner that I feel Brother LLoyd has, then guess what? We got an elder. Hope that wasn't too long, good brother.
I'm going to send you a check. What's your address again?
Actually, I'll take cash.
So embarrassing. Well, Herman, thank you.
Thank you.
Brother, this is first of all, honor and a pleasure.
And I know that was hard to take because he's a humble spirit. And that's another reason why he's a humble spirit.
I don't know why I'm not.
Well, really, it's two humble spirits right now.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm not.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate you sharing that. I appreciate
yeah. But most people who are outstanding, if you notice, don't have to make a lot of noise. Okay? And those that make the most noise, those are the ones I keep my eye on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. I'm considered, Herman, an astro-numerologist, which means I blend both astrology and numerology together. It's like the question, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, numerology actually came first. Why do I say that? Well, because I'm a numerologist. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. In the sense, if you go to an astrologer, they need numerical information from you. They need the month, the day, the year you were born, the time you were born, then the location. The location helps the astrologer determine the longitude and the latitude, which we now call GPS. Right. That's all it is. All right. Where were you at this point in the heavens at that time of birth, and how were the planets arranged in the heavens? That's it. But so they're all connected. But numerology is actually much older. It's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years old. It's probably older than that. Then the question comes up, well, is this a science? They'll say it's a pseudoscience. No, it is not. It's an exact science. In order for me to determine your personal year, I must, in order, which is the scientific method. You must do the same thing to get the same results. Okay. So, if I want to know your personal year, I would say August the 9th, and then add to the year or whatever I want to do, and then that tells me you'll be in a 9 universal month. In other words, I added the month and day you were born to the year right now, 2017, and that factors out to a 9. So it means dreams come true. The year numerically and astrologically favors Leos first. Leos go to the head of this class, then next goes to Aquarius, which is me, and then Aries. Okay? So what I'm saying is these are the 3 signs that will tend to do well. Or numerically, if you're born on the 1st, the 9th, the 10th, the 18th, the 19th, the 27th, and the 28th of the month, and you fall by not only sign but by number 2, I'd say this is a good year. It's a good year. Not just you, because we're on this phone, I mean, during this interview.
But I'm among a group.
Yeah, you're among the group. I think it's interesting that when they talk about, or when they want to knock astrology or numerology, they will get an astronomer. Excuse me? I never hear them talk to another astrologer about critiquing another astrologer. They will always get an astronomer.
And what do you think is the reason behind that?
Well, because they can't quite explain astrology the way we look at it, you know? But esoterically, numerology and astrology guides a person. It guides it with intelligence. It's no accident that since ancient times, astrology has always been used. Napoleon used it. Hitler used it. Ronald Reagan, in fact, Ronald Reagan's wife, when there was an attempted assassination on March the 30th of 1981 in Washington, D.C. in front of the Hilton Hotel. She then brought in Kathleen Quinn, an astrologer, who therefore made sure. Now, he served 2 terms, but he did not go anywhere after that until Kathleen Quinn checked his stars.
Interesting.
Okay? Yeah, so this is no accident of how these sciences are used.
Now, if I can, just to jump in just for a brief moment on the science issue, and I know some of the answers that you would give because I've had a chance to sit on panels with you. You know, I've read numbers in you, so I know the answer. But the hardest person to interview is someone you've known long because you know the answer, but they may not. So I'm going to pose a question that some may be sitting out there, and you even mentioned that to be a science, it has to be duplicatable under similar circumstances and similar situations. So let's say you got 2 individuals that were born on the same day, approximately. I guess they're never going to be the same time, the same place. Everything won't be exact, but very, very similar circumstances. So how identical will their readings be, and how can you just differentiate?
That's a brilliant question. Let me explain. Let's say you got a person born on August the 9th. I hate to drag you into this, but you are born August 9th, right? Yes. So let's say I'm reading a 10-year-old kid born on August the 9th, and then I'm reading a 45-year-old born on August the 9th. Then let's say I'm reading a 70-year-old born on August the 9th. Although they're going through the same identical cycle, the experiences are different. What does a 10-year-old know with a 45? What does a 45-year-old know with a 70-year-old? You see what I'm saying? So this is where life's experience comes in too. So you're absolutely right. Yes, they'll all be going through the same cycle, but for a kid that's 9 years old or 10 years old, he might be finishing up school or whatever the case is. For a 45-year-old, they may be deciding to end a relationship or end a career. And then for a 70-year-old, it may be a cycle for them of dreams come true, and they embark on long-distance trips or journeys or whatever the case is. So I've learned how to take into consideration the age of the person in front of me. I don't care what day. And I can have 20 people born on the same day, and they're not going to have the same name. And that's the beauty of numerology, because your name denotes your natural talents, gifts, skills, abilities, even if you didn't go to school. The key is to decode the numbers, the letters of the name into numbers.
Okay, and back to science. Now, irrespective of how the name was, because some names are elaborate and that you're named after your uncle on your aunt's side.
Oh, yeah.
And then some are random. There are some children named after products and champagne.
Listen, I was going to say, I met a young lady named Hennessy.
I met her, but we won't discuss that right now.
Yeah, so
okay, so is it still that kind of magical thing associated to a name?
yes, because each letter has a numerical value or
Irrespective of how
frequency.
the
That's
name
right.
came. Okay.
Like the name Catherine is spelled 24 different ways. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
But okay, get back to Hennessy. Okay, that's the name of a product. So how could that mean something special?
Well, no. Well, what it means is oftentimes it reflects the mindset or the culture of the parents.
Okay.
So, for example, in my father's period, they would be George Washington Brown, Abraham Lincoln Jones. We would, but that was the mindset.
That was the mindset.
Okay, during the 50s, the late 50s, 60s, 70s, like all my children have Muslim and Arabic names.
Interesting.
You see what I'm saying? Rasan, Amar, Jaleel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a whole different consciousness.
Right.
This younger generation tend to have more naming around products or services, like you say, Moet and Hennessy and stuff like that. But it reflects the consciousness of the person. But
The person or the parents. Now I know the parents.
when I say that reflects the mind of the person who gave birth to the child or named that child, in fact.
Right, but their name reflects to the person who carries the name, correct?
Yes, and it also could be from their cultural point is we named her Hennessy because we was partying, we had enough Hennessy, and there you came. You'd be surprised, and that's why I tell people: 1, who named you? 2, why did they name you that? And 3, what does the name mean?
Okay.
For example,
Right.
my name is Lloyd. My father named me. He happens to be Lloyd. Okay, what does Lloyd mean? It's gray. It's a Welsh name that means the color gray, which is not really one of my best colors, but anyway, you know. And like in my father's generation, my grandfather named his sons, my uncles, like high names like Imperial James, Lloyd from Lloyds of London. That's how my father got his name. He was thinking of Lloyds of London. You know what I'm saying? Peter the Great, Uncle Pete. You know what I'm saying? Little, but that was my father's mindset at that time, which is amazing.
Interesting.
But the name unlocks your natural talents, gifts, skills, and abilities. And it also tells the people that are drawn to you. So my name, Lloyd, under the Chaldean system adds to a 9. It attracts Aries, that happens to be my father's sign. It attracts Scorpio, that happens to be my brother's sign. It attracts Leo, which is my sister's sign, and my best friend sitting right here next to me, Herman Smalls. That's how it goes.
So that's how you break it down. Well, that's a rough segue to follow. But okay. Now you know I hit you with the hard questions, so I hope you don't mind.
That's why we're here.
Now, and this is no slight on any of my brothers and sisters of either one of these faiths, but religion has always had just somewhat stepchild type view of anything outside of its spiritual sphere, meaning that they almost speak of things of this nature, of this divinity, which this is reading, this is using charts, and that they almost say, okay, this is of some darker side of the spiritual realm that true believers should stay clear of, and that it is evil. So what do you say about those who have that kind of cloud, who are locked into Christianity or locked into Islam, and think there's no value for them in numerology or astrology?
The only thing I can say to that, Herman, to their side, it's unfortunate. Because numerology and astrology acts as tremendous guides. I think my opinion is religion has been used to control the masses, control people. Don't forget, when people talk about that Bible was even used to justify the enslavement of people of color in this country, okay? So ever since then, I've looked at a different consciousness, all right? And so, you know, I remember growing up as a kid, going to church, I was a sinner. Well, I ain't had sex yet. I hadn't been drinking yet. I hadn't been smoking no cigarette. What kind of sinner am I?
What did I do?
Well, I got what?
You got a glass of water?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Why do I have to be a sinner from Jump Street? I read a client one time, right? She was suffering with cancer, and she said to me, she made a passing reference, "Oh, that's because I'm a sinner." I says, "By any chance are you Catholic?" She says, "Yes, I am." How did you know? Because that's the whole indoctrination of being a sinner. But I refer people that if they don't believe me, I tell people the Bible is actually a numerology book. You can't go to church on any Sunday and not hear what verse and chapter and verse you got to deal with. All right? In fact, I tell people, if you go to the Old Testament, do you know what the 4th book of Moses is called? The book of Numbers.
Right. That's
Okay? God tells Moses on the 2nd day of the 2nd month to name the armies by their name and their pole. I didn't write the Bible, man. Then when you go deeper into that section of the book of Numbers, you will find that each of the 12 tribes of Israel that they talk about are given their each specific number in detail. Now what you gonna do?
Yeah, that's hard to get around. But suppose they say any reference, any correlation is purely coincidental.
No, it's not purely coincidental. No. And not only but the Bible is always making constant changes. When I went to school, because I was going to be a minister, right? And they said that when the time I went to the college, they said that at that time there have been about 80,000 changes in the Bible. So you can change a word or a sentence and it'll change the whole flavor. You can add something as simple as a comma that will change the whole context of how you're talking. See, so I think the Bible is used, the Bible has its place. But I keep in mind historically the Bible was also used to justify our enslavement. And it's that alone that I approach the Bible in another way. Not that I don't believe in it, but it is a guide, and it's a guide for all of us.
So the people who claim that, oh, I'm a good God-fearing Christian, so I can't get anywhere near that stuff, you think there's a place for a person to have their Christian faith, if that's what they choose, have their Muslim faith, if that's what they choose, and still have appreciation for their ancestral.
Listen, first of all, numerology is our science.
Of course.
Okay, I'll explain. They say that Pythagoras is the father of numerology. When I did the background on Pythagoras, you know where he studied at, brother?
In Africa. Egypt.
He studied in Egypt.
Yes.
If one does begin to ask the common question, the logical question, thus on what continent is Egypt? There's only one continent I know, Africa. And in fact, the Europeans tried to move, Egypt over, and it was Dr. Diop, the famous Capricorn historian, that got all of that straight. And I got his book in my collection, in fact. But he's the one that tried to really, he's the one that kept the Europeans from, historically. When it gets to the oldest man found still, and by the way, the oldest bone was a woman. Pick up on that. All right.
Danielle.
King Simon said peace. He watching.
Peace, Simon. Okay. Yeah, that's my buddy.
King Simon is the baby numerologist. Steady up under you.
But King Simon is good in his own right too. Be clear, because he's come up with some new concepts. He had a title of a book. Numerology is simple, people are complicated. And I told him to his face, man, I wish I had that title myself. But you see, that's the beauty of when I was raised by parents, especially my father, who was an Aries, that said you never be afraid to give another man his credit or his due.
My goodness, yes.
Okay?
You need that now.
So I'm never afraid to tell Simon, damn man, excuse me, I wish I had that title.
Let me ask you, Brother Lloyd, your father was an Aries.
Yes.
I'm an Aries.
I know.
How was it like?
3 signs in here.
Yeah. How was it like being raised up with your father, with the sign of Aries? You know, how was he like? Was he dominant? Was he like a leader? Because that's the way I am. Was he like a leader?
I'll put it like this. My father never worked for nobody. Okay? He had his own business. He sent all 3 of his children to college. He made sure that my mother, his wife, had the best that he could get. Okay? When we all graduated from college, we did not owe a penny. Okay? My father worked his butt off. My father never took no orders well. Never did. And so it's interesting when my dad asked me to go get a job, I'm saying, but Dad, I never saw you work for nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's the energy of how the environment works. And because of that, I've then sprung out on my own. Yes, I've gone through corporate things, Harper's Bazaar, CBS, all that stuff. But eventually, it was about me getting out on my own. Definitely.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Starting with the first sign. Let's go in on it because the people Because the people out there, they waiting on it. They waiting to call in. They want to know what's up with them. So let's get right into the first sign and let's go break them all down. There you go.
For Aries, this year of 2017, this is your year to start fresh, to start new, to start all over again, minus all the mistakes of the last 9-year cycle. This year it's about me, myself, and me again. Okay, for Aries. Aries are going to break new ground. So Aries like Sonetta or any other Aries, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't have something new kind of in the works, in the pipeline. It's just a matter before it pops off. You know, those kinds of things. For Tauruses...
Now, before you leave Aries, I think this helps too. Is there someone publicly known that's an Aries that people might...
You mean like Sonetta?
Well, he's publicly known, but even further publicly. Or how about Serena? Serena an Aries?
No, Serena is a Libra. She's born September 26th.
There's a famous Aries, so they can connect the dots. And they can look at that person's life for better or worse.
Okay, well, many of my heroes are Aries. First of all, is my dad, okay? Then next is Jack Johnson, the first African-American heavyweight champion of the world to defy... And that's an understatement. Trust me.
Incredibly understatement.
Yeah.
So, okay, wait a minute. Those are the two famous ones. I don't want to break.
Yeah, I mean, I got other ones. Paul Robeson is the Aries.
A giant.
Yeah, of course they are.
We don't acknowledge Paul Robeson to the level that we should, man.
Paul Robeson was fierce.
He gave it all to us, man.
And he was a number 9, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know.
He was an Aries 9. Yeah, he didn't take himself.
Intellectual,
sexual, opera singer. Yeah, so actor. Yeah,
spoke 7 languages.
Yes, exactly.
Commanded.
And those, that's why, and that's just in that sign, brother.
He was an Imhotep in our time.
Yeah. Ooh. So if I moved over to Taurus, the next door, I got to think of my man Malcolm. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Little things. If I move to June, then I got this person. I move to June.
But now for Taurus, so what can Taurus?
For Tauruses, this is your year to search your soul, to search and find out why you've been doing the things you do. Tauruses can be stubborn. They can be obstinate and unyielding. Hey, we all got our strengths and weaknesses. Right. But for them this year, it is not to chase after what they want, but to think and meditate on what they want. And then they let go, and as the elders say, let God. And that's how things will happen. So for Tauruses, whether they're married, unmarried, or whatever, they're going to be looking at everybody in their hemisphere with a microscopic eye.
Now, you gave Malcolm. Could you give some living Tauruses or someone else that comes to mind?
Living Taurus, I'm sure I can.
But no one's coming to mind. How about you? You know a famous Taurus, Sonetta? Okay, sorry. If you don't have a Taurus, then let's go to the...
No, I was going to say no. Okay, but I'll think of them as saying no, you be asking that. But anyway, Geminis. Okay, for Geminis, this is a year to fall in love, fall out of love, make extra money. It all depends. Many Geminis are going to be going through some adjustments. Some are going to be compensated for a job well done. Some are going to be getting involved in weight loss or exercise programs. But for all of them, this is their romance and finance cycle. Gemini. No question.
Gemini. Male or female? This is
male or female, right. And I'm trying to, it's interesting you ask me these questions. All of a sudden my mind goes blank because I know all these people, man.
But you don't have famous Gemini. Okay, if it comes back.
No, I know famous Geminis.
Right, but you just can't.
I'm trying to think of some living because I could think of Prince who just passed.
Gemini.
Yeah. I could think of Mike Pence, the vice president. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But he would not be on my radar.
Yeah, don't put him on your radar.
Yeah, that's not on my radar. But
that is at least 2.
Yeah, but I had some more. But anyway.
Okay, so then we're gonna watch his relationship. So he's gonna be getting rid of his wife and doing something. Because you said romance.
No, Mike Pence is actually going to be eventually the president of the United States.
Oh, so you saw that far ahead for him?
No, I just think that's the way things are going to go. But anyway, we'll talk about that. But let's focus on so nobody will say, yeah, like, yo, man, what's up with Cancer, my sign next? I know people. Anyway, for Cancers, this year to have fun. Their Cancers are going to be going through a good luck cycle this year. Things are going to be opening up for them. They're going to be working on a new, expanded self-improvement program. This is also a prosperity cycle for Cancer. So a lot of Cancers are going to do very well financially. And so you, Cancer, is going to be my new best friend for the year 2017, okay? And in fact, any Cancers that have to deal with any legal or semi-legal matters, that's going to be addressed successfully too. For Leos...
And also, and I know I'm just keep jumping in, But some people may not know what their sign falls in, so we can get the beginning.
Oh, okay, okay. So for Cancers, that normally starts around June 21st, depending on the year and location, up until July 21st, all depending on the year and the location of the birth. That's what. So in astrology, any person born on the 20th, 21st, 22nd will be called cusping. It's, in other words, they got a foot in one sign they're about to leave, and then a foot in another sign they're about to leave. So when I meet people like that, I'll tell them, especially when we're adults, what sign do you feel you are now? Because by the time we get adults, especially those on the borderline of two signs, they kind of know. Most of them will read both signs, but eventually they'll figure out, of those two they read, which one fits them more. Okay. So for Leos, this is their year to partner with people. This is their year to be patient. Leos are normally not patient, but being sweet and irresistible. It's like the analogy of the Pope that went after Samson in the Bible, and Samson beat them all back with the ox jaw. Then the Pope used another strategy. He sent little Delilah up in there. She was looking good, smelling good. She ain't have no knife, no gun, and seduced him. In other words, for Leos, the seductive way is to get what you want. Because Leos are bold anyway. They're magnanimous like Aries. They're both fire signs, okay? But the approach is going to be different. It's like the army. They'll use the Navy by sea, you know, the air, you know, the U.S. air to fly in, or whatever. But it's the strategy of what you need to accomplish the objective. And the objective is just being so nice and irresistible to say, Herman, it's hard to tell you no.
Uh-oh, okay.
You know, and also this is a good year for Leos to watch their stomach. And if you want to know one that I admire, it would be right now still, okay, until the 20th of January, President Barack Obama.
Yeah, he's a Leo.
Yeah, all the way.
Yeah.
And Leos are groundbreakers. The first person to land on the moon, a Leo. The first person to reach the North Pole, Matthew Henson, a man of color looking like us, a Leo. The first person to win as an African American for a Super Bowl as a quarterback, okay, a Leo. In fact, he was born on your birthday.
Really?
Yes, he was.
Wow.
Yes, he was. Okay,
and you know, another famous Leo, I know, you know, out of the African American family, but he was a bad man too. Bruce Lee was a Leo, and they said he was considered a double dragon.
No, I do have to correct you. Bruce Lee was a fire sign, but he was born November 27th. He was born on the sign of Sagittarius. Yes, sir. I do know that, and he died on July the 20th of 1972.
Well, Bruce Lee was a Leo, you sure?
No, but he's a fire sign. Got to understand the fire signs are similar.
On that. I thought he was
No, but
Leo.
he was born on the 27th, and 2 plus 7 is 9.
Okay.
The 9th
of November?
The 27th of November, that's his birthday. And he died July the 20th of 1972.
Okay, so I would not quite. You obviously
No,
it's
it's
a fire sign.
Right, he's a fire sign. So you, Sonetta, and Bruce Lee that you named would be fire signs, but for Leo, it's charm, tact, and being just simply irresistible. It's like my daughters want someday the sweetest thing to me, okay? That's the tactic that Leos should use. For Virgos...
And also the dates for Leo.
That would be between July 21st through August 21st, 22nd. It all depends, again, on the year and the time and the location of the birth. For Virgos, this would be from August the 22nd up until about September the 21st or 22nd, again, depending on the year and location. But for Virgos also are going to be going through a very actually, this is going to be their romance and finance cycle. I stand corrected. So for Virgos who don't have a mate, that will change. For Virgos, if you just met somebody, I would imagine it will move up a next level. Like, let's date more exclusively. Let's, you know what I'm saying, little things that kind of show that this relationship has some legs. Then the third category for Virgos is if you've entered the year with Virgo and somebody working your darn nerves, more than likely before the summer it's going south. So only they know. But since Virgo is in a cycle that deals with Venus, which deals with beauty and balance, and 6 rules their sign, 6 position sign rule the house of health. This is a perfect time for them to get in the gym, change diet, lose weight, whatever the case is. For the Librans always represents beauty and balance, but for Librans, they're going to take a more analytic approach to life. They're going to look at people. In fact, a lot of Librans are going to have what are called strange or prophetic dreams, where they're saying, wow, what was that about? For Librans, this is going to be a year of secrets revealed, too. Now, people, when I say that, always think it's something dark or mean or whatever. No, 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 no. It's like you might discover something about yourself, that you had a talent that you never knew. Almost every family, you know, jokingly has a question about Uncle Louie or Aunt Susie, you know what I'm saying, or relationships, so those kinds of things. So it's not going to be a bad thing. But
and the dates for those?
for Libyans, that would be like around September 22nd, 23rd, up until October 21st. Then Scorpios next, they're around about October 21st, 22nd, all depending, up until November 21st. And for Scorpios, they, like Aries, is going to break new ground. They're going to, this is their year to step out on faith. This is the year to do things they feel is in their best interest, not what their mother wants, their mate wants, their kids wants. It's about what they want for themselves. Because in Aries and Scorpio's case, what they do this year will set the tone for the next 9 years. So let's say you got a Scorpio saying, can I see myself dealing with this person for the next 9 years? If the answer is no, then we know that when this new 9-year cycle starts again in 2026, that this person ain't going to be in my life. Can I see myself living here the next 9 years? Even though they can't in the moment physically, financially move. They're planting the seeds. That's what a one cycle is about, planting the seeds that you want to grow. Then you have to be patient. So last year, Leos planted their seeds, and then it's like, you got to cover it up with water, and then you got to be patient. That's why I'm saying patience is for Sagittarians. This is, Sagittarius is normally the entertainment sign. Do you know almost all of the famous comics without exceptions, from Richard Pryor to Red Fox to Flip Wilson to Franklin, Dave Kinison to Rodney Dangerfield, all Sagittarius.
Did you say Richard Pryor?
Yeah, Richard Pryor is a Sagittarius. Red Fox is a Sagittarius. Yeah. Yeah, Dave Kinison is a Sagittarius. Rodney Dangerfield is a Sagittarius.
How coincidental could that be?
But it's called the entertainment sign. And in fact, Sammy Davis, that I met one day on a TV show, was born December the 8th. And what do they call him? Mr. Entertainment.
Yeah.
You know? Then you got another entertainer, Tina Turner. Okay? Tina Turner is still rocking, still looking good, too.
In her 70s.
Yeah. Okay, when I saw, I said, "Whoa, this don't worry about that. That's a God thing." But anyway, But
and Angela Bassett, what's her sign?
Angela Bassett is a Leo, brother, like you.
Oh, I know, because she's looking great too. She's in her mid-50s, and she looking.
And notice the characters she played.
She's looking lovely.
She played Betty Shabazz.
Right.
She played Rosa Parks.
All honorable women.
Yeah,
honorable women.
With ethics.
She's never taken these kind of skanky Hollywood.
Excuse me, she's a Leo, brother.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
She's a lady. She's a queen. She doesn't reduce her talent just because somebody's going to write her.
Who are you talking about?
Angela Bassett.
Oh.
Who's a Leo. But then if I go back to Aries, did you know most of the musical divas have been Aries?
No, I didn't know that.
Let's start with Billie Holiday, Aries. Let's start with Chaka Khan, Aries. Let's start with Diana Ross, Aries. Let's start with Mariah Carey, Aries. Let's start with Aretha Franklin, Aries. Let's start with Jill Scott and Aries. I can keep doing this, man. You know what I'm saying?
Aries rule.
All in the entertainment, in music. Oh, definitely.
I didn't know that. Serious.
Yeah, all of them, and each sign has their own specificity.
Mary J. Blige?
No, Mary J. Blige is a Capricorn. Her birthday is January the 11th.
Beyonce?
Beyonce is a Virgo. Her birthday is September the 4th.
How about Whitney Houston?
Whitney Houston is born on your birthday, August the 9th.
Let me
Yes.
say real quick.
I can forget.
Brother, it amazes me how you have all of these on lockdown. You know the birthdays on lockdown. This is what we call an expert for real. I mean, Smalls just throw out somebody and you go, you drop it. You see what I'm saying? So you're an expert in when you're dealing with the zodiac signs and stuff like that. You have a beautiful memory, brother.
Thank you.
Powerful right there.
Well, you know, one of the things, as I explained to my children, about one of the things, the beauty of being of color. We got to know what we're talking about, brother. Now, you got a lot of people that can fake stuff. They're talking about how Donald Trump says this and he be lying. You think you and I could do something like that? I don't think so.
Another brother that does that very well is King Simon. Yeah. King Simon do that too. Yeah. You know,
King Simon and I hang out. Right. In fact, King Simon and I hopefully going to work on the book together. Yeah. And I told him I want his name first. I don't have a problem with my ego. My thing is, you know what I'm saying? Simon is going to be the next numerologist of the future in that way. guaranteed you. You know,
Elder. You know, and I'm saying Elder because I'm ready to jump in and ask you a question or something.
Well, once I finish the rest of the zodiac signs, so for Sagittarians, I got distracted, guys. This year, you gotta put your shoulders to the wheel. You may have to work, but it's what they put in is what they get back. One time I was in Texas doing a radio interview, and the guy says, you know, when is my ship coming in? I says, did you send a ship out there? If you don't send nothing out there, you know, listen, we have to get away collectively as a people of this. Let me, give me, can you spare, is it free? It's not happening. When we go downtown and deal with, as they used to say, the man, we either had the food stamps, the credit card, the cash, but we didn't have no drama. And we didn't ask for no discounts or no breaks. No, the break is give me a break. So when you see people like Sonetta or other people of color who are doing things and businesses and whatnot, don't be half-stepping. We don't do it with other folks. Why must we do it with our own? That's just my humble opinion. Thank you. That's all. But for Sagittarians, this is a year to work, but it's going to be well worth it. Okay? For the Capricorns, this is going to be a time for them where all their dreams are going to come true. The things that they want, the things that they've been dreaming of. And at the same time, they're going to be cutting their losses. Like, I don't need this, I don't need that. And you might be looking at somebody, Capricorn, saying, you know what? I don't think I need you either. That's it. All right? But it's a lot of fulfillments that you should avoid. For 2017, all people that want to argue, fuss, fight, confrontational, let them be. Let them go their way. Leave them alone and take the high road and be inspirational and motivational. For Aquarians, like my sign, thank you. You know, I'm always near the end, but it's okay. Me and Simon, but we know how to hang in there, okay?
Simon has the same sign?
Yes, yeah, we're Aquarians. Yeah, he's the first. Yeah, he's the 1st of February. That's why the man don't take no stuff. But I'll let him. I'll let him explain on his show.
That's why.
And you know what's interesting? King Simon's numbers are the 1, 4, and 9, and your numbers are the 9, 1, and 4. Y'all got the same numbers, but in a different sequence.
That's interesting.
It's in a different sequence. Yes. So for Aquarians, this is going to be a year of change, opportunities, sex attractions, and travel. Not necessarily in that order. Bless you too, dear Aquarian. Yes, that's right. We deserve it. Okay? And by the way, astrologically speaking, this is the age of Aquarius. These ages last 2,500 years, so I got more than enough time to get my dibs in, thank you. Okay? But more importantly, this is also the age of women. The women are coming into the zone. So this is why you see now women boxing, women I'm trying to get on the football field, women trying to get, and in fact they do have, I've seen some clips of young ladies running up and down the football field like the guys did. In fact, there was a woman I know as my client that drove the first subway car in New York City. She said people wouldn't even get on when she pulled into the station. Because you know our notion is women can't drive. Oh. But their insurance is always cheaper than ours. So what is that about, Herman?
Because the facts don't defend that position.
Yeah, so for women that can't bear, if women are all bad drivers, how come your rates aren't higher? But their rates are lower. And that tells you something right there. They live longer. That should tell us something, okay? So when Hitler tried to use the fatherland, that was the wrong word. He used the motherland, the mothership, Mother Nature. You know what I'm saying? All those things. So anyway, that's for Aquarians. So it's a lot of opportunities for us to get into writing, stuff like that. And finally for Pisces, ending it off at the last sign in the zodiac. I know it took forever to get there. This year is going to be a year they're going to have to pull everything together. They're going to have to stay within boundaries. They should take a waste not, want not, lend not, borrow not attitude. And they should take the rule this year of pay themselves first. So let's say any Pisces get a hold of some extra money they hadn't counted about, put it in the I'm not going to see you fund. There was a lady I advised like that, and she said she had started the year, beginning of the year like that. She said by the end of the year, she has saved enough to her surprise to take a cruise. Yeah, pay yourself first. The insurance company will tell you, we always pay our bills when we don't pay ourselves first. And then if there's a jam or emergency, we don't have the resources that we need. Everybody should have a little cash. Yeah, a little cushion. Yeah, you ain't talking about thousands of dollars. You know, a couple of hundred, get a bus, a train, or something.
Right. Or thousands if you can squeeze.
Yeah, if you can get squeezed 1,000, sure. Some hundreds, yes, definitely.
Right, what sign we up to?
We finished. We did all the signs.
Now, the chat room is saying, and I need to know what they're talking about. What's up with the sign 13?
13? Oh, reality check?
The number 13.
No, they
No. Let me be clear.
Yes.
Several years ago, about 10, 12 years ago, a scientist supposedly, I think it was an astronomer, supposedly discovered a 13th sign.
Right, there you go.
Because I was very popular at that time. Because people was calling me, and what they did is they squeezed that sign in between Scorpio and Sagittarius to move all the signs back. So everything is moved back. I told people there are 12 months in a year, there are 12 disciples. Whatever the name is, you can't even pronounce it accurately anyway.
Right.
Okay?
So
it's got a weird name.
So explain that. What kind of move was that? Who was behind it?
Some guy made it up. But I know this. These sciences have been around for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years. I don't think it's going to change at this late date. And so, yes, they've had the 13th sign, but you find that people are not doing that. If you look in the horoscope of any major newspaper or local or daily newspaper, they still only got 12 signs up in their partner.
Right.
They ain't got no 13.
That back to the thing we keep coming back to, that makes people who put the "this is not a science" theory into play, a little more emboldened, because I mean you can't mess with science. Like, oh, there's a 13th sign. I mean, science is an exact measurement. So so there would be the orthodox would be 12. Now if this does catch steam and start to build, there'll be people 10 years from now, I'm a 13th sign.
Well, my thing is, let's go back to the Bible, the Old Testament, the 4th book of Moses, called Numbers, or called the book of Numbers. They don't name a 13th sign up in there, buddy.
Very true.
They only name 12.
Very true.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. And
now they may revise the Bible and put a 13th up in there, but they don't know.
Now you use a term that I just want to get your feedback on, because I've heard it, and oh my goodness, my feelings about it are mixed. But you used it twice.
What?
People of color.
People of color.
Right. That now, means, even before, I mean, I just want to lay out where I'm coming from. It's a beautiful term. It's so inclusive. And I already know why you use it. I used it extensively for a period of time. So somebody asked me, and they just said, it's so often this group, people of color, which encompasses, Hispanics, Asians, every non-white person. And it was said to me that as black people, as loving and inclusive as we are, very rarely on the other side, there aren't Asians talking about people of color. There's not even Hispanics that often talks about it. People are holding down their set. And it seems like we're the only ones that's trying to, come on, guys, we're all in this together. And they're not showing us that kind of love. So do you feel that's a valid position? And should it be black, like black power? This is about us making sure we get home right first, and then we can invite some folks over for dinner.
Well, that's a good question. I hadn't thought of it. But see, I think globally, there are more people of color on this planet. Okay? Right. When you go to China, they got a couple of billion, you know what I'm saying? So, and then you go to Africa, so I'm saying that when you look internationally around this world, there are more people of color. Now, in this country here, the United States, they narrowed down African Americans, Latinos, whatever. All of these things are classifications that make people try to fit into a group, fit into some place. But really, all of us have a divine right to be here, man. I don't care what color we are. But people want to act the fool or think their color is better than our color. But actually, although I'll say people of color, no one is more powerful than those of African American descent and African descent. So when they talk about when Napoleon went through China in the 1800s, there was something that man saw at that point where that general called China the sleeping giant, that when it raises its consciousness, I'm telling you, Africa's going to be the sleeping lion. When it roars, it's going to roar big time. All the resources with these cell phones, all the little uraniums and cobalts and all that stuff come from our continent. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm aware of exactly when it comes to people, black people, African descent, and African American descent, we're the baddest people on the planet. But I also know that there are other people too that have made their contribution to this planet too.
Very true.
Europeans think they're the only ones that made it. There needs to be a White History Month. To be honest.
I mean, true history, because most of what they have, they took, from others.
All of it.
Yeah, so it's like, wow.
Do you know how many things we've invented for which we really don't get no credit for? In fact, the black man invented the cell phone.
Right, the street light. I mean, the refrigerator.
Yeah, Gary Morgan. I mean, so it goes on.
Surgery.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been brilliant since we've been here.
And do you know he died because when the gentleman that did the blood heart disease, what did you say was
the first open heart surgery?
Yeah, he died in the South in a car accident, and I will think of his name in a minute. His face is in my mind, his name, but the point is, when he was in the accident, one of the reasons why he died was because he was not near a black hospital.
Ain't that something?
No, look at Dorothy Dandridge. At her height, she go into the pool, they drain the pool and clean out the pool. Yeah. How silly. How silly. Yeah. No, how ignorant, they are.
Much clearer.
That's all I'm saying. And there's a hate. And there's also one thing I do want to say, too, when it relates to the African-American experience more specifically as to why we are treated the way we are. There's a documentary on Netflix called 13.
Okay.
13.
Did you see it yet, Sonata?
You saw it?
Yes, it's on Netflix.
When you see it, you then understand the whole connection. In simple, the 13th Amendment was supposed to have been freeing the slaves from Abraham Lincoln. He put the 13th Amendment. But there's a catch. There's always a catch. There's always a loophole, if you notice, in this culture. Yes. All right? And that is that you are free unless you are labeled a criminal. And brother,
correct.
Every personal color has been so. Thus, the incident recently of the 4 teenagers that attacked the this white autistic kid or whoever he was. Yeah. All right, they made it sound like the worst kids in the world. They even interviewed the young man's family. Okay, and projecting all of those kids as demonic. Right. It fits right into what they call the narrative. Of this is the expectation of black people. Right. Wow, uncontrollable, stuff like that.
Yes, powerful information, Brother Lloyd. How do you explain the month of December? Going out of the month of December, there was a lot of chaos in the quote-unquote conscious community. We were fighting each other. I was involved, included all of us was involved. You know, we just was going at each other. How do you explain that right there?
Well, December of last year ended on a 3 universal note. How I did it was I took 2016, edited it to the 12th month, it factored out to a 3. 3 normally rules expansion, but it also rules communications and thus. And what happened is earlier last month in December, Mercury went retrograde. That's a phenomenon that takes place 3 times a year where Mercury, which rules the planet of communication, goes backwards. I thought you said meet me at 3. No, man, you said meet me at 4. All kinds of miscommunication and such misunderstandings, missteps, mishaps.
We had a whole in-house.
Yeah. Now Mercury goes direct.
Important to add to that. I'm gonna
okay, go right ahead.
Because soon as he said that, remember he doesn't know about this.
Right.
So he's speaking from you just
metaphysical point.
Exactly, and it was a breakdown in communication.
Right.
So he's dropping signs. So this in itself is proving it. He ain't got no details about this, but that ran through. Nobody was communicating effectively.
Yeah, everybody's like this. They're not on the same page.
That's what I want.
Now, Mercury remains direct until the 8th. For people who don't understand Mercury retrograde, for New York City people, it's easy to understand. It's like being on the express train, and in the tunnel, the express and the local trains are going along at the same speed. As the local pulls into the station, it slows down, which gives the impression from those in the express train as if the train is moving backwards.
Right, that's
okay, that's that illusion of how time works. So that's what happens. So it's going to be retrograde until the 8th of January. And then after that, everything will return to normal. The phones don't act right. Something happened with the car, the computers. And again, if you got a check, there's normally take 2 days. When Mercury's retrograde, it may take 2 weeks. So I tell people, when you got some money, go get it. Go get it. That's what you do. And the next one will be under the sign of Aries. They're all under fire signs this year. So the next one will start on April 9th.
Okay. What do we need to look forward to coming into this new presidency with Donald Trump? And, what do we need to look forward to, bro? And before you get to that, touch on Kanye West. We didn't get to his astrology.
Yeah, he's a Gemini.
And you see all the crazy stuff that was going on with Kanye, you know. Yeah. And then I don't know if you up on this, because this might be a little out the realm, but Soulja Boy and Chris Brown, they at odds. They going at it with each other.
They want to have a fight.
There you go. That's what
Literally.
I'm talking about. They going in.
Okay.
Don't be sleeping on Lloyd. He be staying up on current events.
Now, Soulja Boy supposed to be being trained by Floyd Mayweather. You see what I'm saying? And Chris Brown supposed to be under 50 Cent.
50 Cent don't even. But the only difference between 50 Cent and Mayweather is they're both sixes. Mayweather is born on February the 24th. 2 + 4 is 6. And 50 Cent is born on July the 6th. They're both sixes.
Oh, look at that.
And 6 is the sports number.
And I'm April the 6th.
Yeah, that's the sports number, brother. Yeah, they're very involved in athleticism, stuff like that. I jokingly say 6 is going to be so stingy they'll squeeze the brown off the penny, but if they need to get something, they'll get it.
Now that shows again, like you said, Herman. See, he didn't know that I was a 6, and he said they are sports. Right. That's all, bro. That's all I watch when I call on my TV. I'm a sportsman.
Yeah.
I'm watching my sports.
Yeah.
So you right on it, man.
Yeah.
Right on it.
And so, what people can expect for 2017? Well, 2017 is a one universal year. People are going to ask me, and I'm glad you asked, how did I do that? Very simple. I took the 4 numbers, 2 + 0 + 1 + 7 = 10, and 1 + 0 = 1. Anytime you're in a one universal year, and the word universal implies just that, Herman, that every one of us, but to a greater or lesser degree, will experience the influence of it. When you're in a one cycle, you have to learn how to stand on your own 2 feet. People that's caught up in codependent relationships are going to have problems this year.
Okay.
You know how you got somebody, well, I can't be happy unless this person, you're going to have problems because circumstances will force each and every one of us to move in a new direction, in an independent direction, and a more direction of self-reliance and whatnot. So compared to the year we just left, it was very volatile, which was the year of the 9, which rules guns, knives, explosions, confrontations, accidents, all that stuff. Now you're going to see people put on a fresh face to this.
Okay, I want to know, you mentioned something very briefly that I don't know what the numbers or the astrology would be connected to it, but right now there's a story flooding the media. You touched on it earlier briefly about these 4 teens. Now the number's up to 6, 4 young men and 2 young women that are being charged right now with kidnapping, with torture. They're trying to work a race crime in because the victim was a young, mentally challenged, I believe handicapped, white person.
White.
Right. So now what, because this is similar to, just to give a little backdrop, we had spoke about this earlier, this is not a new thought of mine of how this image is being flooded, because the first person I heard give light to this was Minister Farrakhan, and this was decades ago when the movie, those of you who are 40 or 50 remember when Boys in the Hood came out. The imagery that they projected around the world about us as young black men, there was just brutality, there was savagery, there was murder, we were killing each other, and he said, you know what, they're sending this out to the world, so when they move on us, right, but when they move on us, no one will lift a voice. It's, oh, that's those blacks that's killing each other and beating on stuff. So is that stage being set again, and are there some numbers, or is there anything that can help us forecast, because it's like it's really being moved in that direction? What do you think?
To be honest, Herman, to keep it real, I don't think it's ever been dismantled. It's more sophisticated. Got to understand, when Shanette and I, we saw the 13, I'm sure the people have seen the 13, and try to see it if you can. You begin to realize that the whole imagery of people of color, African Americans particularly, all right, we are all perceived as being cold. This year I went to China. Last year I went to China, right? When I went to China, you know what someone would do? Like that. And they somebody like that. What? Yes.
Hold up, they do what?
When I was in China last year, okay, I went to Shenzhen, China, and in China, they look at us less than. Although in China, I went to Chocolate City, where all the Africans in there was wheeling and dealing, making all kinds of money, selling all kinds of product. So no matter where we go, we're just that great. Right. But what's interesting, one of their disparities is to hold their nose up at you. So one day when I was out in China, we had just came from some store, something like that, and it was like a large plaza, and the guy was sitting there, a bum too, okay? Show you, a bum, sitting there on the street, and he did like this to one of the people I was with, because all of us were black. And I did the same thing back to him. And I wore my Harlem hat too, okay? Yeah, I let people know. We are the original man.
Yes.
We have a divine right to be here. And trust me, if you fail to do that, you're going to have problems. This is why people can talk to us any kind of way they want to. People kind of know when they can talk to you a kind of certain way. And then you give off an energy where, oh, no, you're not going to talk to me this way.
I'm not.
What are some of the other countries you went to?
Well, one of the beautiful countries I went to was Egypt. And I went during Ramadan. And I said, Salam alaikum. Ah, alaikum salam, you know. And they would touch my skin, came Nubian. Because along the Nile, there's an area along the Nile called Nubian, which is where the people of color looks more like, and where all the stones was used to build the pyramids.
Interesting.
Yeah. So when I came back from Egypt, you know what I brought back? Sand. I didn't bring back no alcohol. I didn't bring back no cigars. I brought back sand. I ain't have no problems getting back through customs.
Interesting. Now, quick question. You mentioned China, and when you said it, and then when you mentioned that the gentleman that wanted to express his whatever offense, this is a homeless person, and this is a person who's already at a level of destitute. But now check this out. That's the same okie doke they run on whites here.
No, but that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
That you can have a white person in a homeless white person still think he's better than you and I.
Exactly. And that's the point I was trying to make. That's the okie doke they run, because they don't care. I mean, the elite, the people who really have the money and the power, they don't care any more about them than they do about us. But as long as they can think that, no matter how low I get, I'm going to be better than that white person. You know, it's the same mindset.
It's listen, when I was in China, 8,100 miles away, okay, they had McDonald's up in there. They had Subways up in there. They had Starbucks. They had Pizza Hut. I mean, I said, you mean I went all the way out there? You know, but what was so disappointing was, at least in the town I stayed in, that section, they want to be white.
Oh, yeah.
The women will walk around with umbrellas.
Right, and they do the surgery
to avoid getting dark. They sell a lot of bleaching creams.
Right, yeah.
So the eyes are more Europeanized now.
Right.
I mean, where's the love of self?
White supremacy is rolling up in there too. I mean, this European went across the globe doing the job. And remember, they control the imagery. They control the media.
Yes,
so they're pushing the image of beauty 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
The women, you know, sometimes not being as resilient vessels, they will start taking that on.
Good point, Herman.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how they control our image and push our image across the world?
Yeah.
Where they show the young brothers with their pants down. You know, they show our imagery because the people tell us. Even some of the African brothers, I have conversations with them, and they say, yeah, man, that's all they show in Africa is with the brothers with the guns, and they tell us before we come over here, don't interact with them. Don't be with them. Don't mess with them. Those are bad people. So yeah, the media is very powerful, and that's how they show our image across the world.
Constantly.
Yeah. Well, as I said, that's the unfortunate thing. It started with the birth of a nation, and it started with a whole lot of things that's escalated since then. Imagine you kidnap millions of people.
Yeah.
Over 1 million people lost their lives crossing the Atlantic. We built this country, and we still got to wait to pass the Voting Rights Act to be extended? That should be a no-brainer.
Right.
We shouldn't even have to be up to see if the Voting Rights Act is going to be extended.
Right. And just real quick, I mean, go back to
keeping it real.
Yeah, go back to what Khalid Muhammad said. So the man can give you freedom. He can take it back when he get ready. You know, really, victory is won on the battlefield. Anything else, it's smoke and mirrors. Because if a man has the right to give it to you, you didn't earn it, you didn't win it, you didn't seize it, He has a right to take it whenever the tide changes. Like right now, we're getting ready to go through a major title shift in this country with this Donald Trump stuff. This stuff is getting insane. They did this thing recently with the 14s and the 2 young ladies, but there's been incidences where people been run off roads, people spraying Trump on black people's homes. I mean, there is some real stuff. There was a website, I can't remember, I think it was Trump something, that you can go and see hundreds of incidences of people just boldly being racist to black people, like it's back in the 60s.
I was saying it was never dismantled. Now people are just more emboldened with it. Okay, but you just can't. You know, but all of this is the imagery, so we have to be responsible. And I think one of the beautiful parts about it is it will make us get off the dime, make us think that now we're integrated, okay, and make us get to handling our business the way we're supposed to. And actually, I think this is my opinion. This is not the opinion of this TV show, just Lloyd Strayhorn's opinion. I think we did better before the integration. We knew we had to take care of ourselves. We knew what time it was. Okay? There was no illusion about it. So then, and in fact, when you spoke about Kanye West, that's a brother that kind of lost it. But then again, you see, what people don't realize, he is a Gemini, astrologically. When he bugged out and was submitted to the hospital, it was under the sign of Sagittarius. Well, the oppositional period to Gemini is the period of Sagittarius. All right? So another example in history, John F. Kennedy, a Gemini, was assassinated in the sign of Sagittarius when the cycle was at its lowest. I would have never recommended that. So, you know, Kanye is trying to find his way. He seems a little confused. His eyes look lighter, too. He looked like he put something in his eyes, too, man. I don't know what's up with that.
Yes, go to son.
You know what I'm saying?
Now we are at the point where I would like to open up the phone lines so the people can ask questions. So before we do that, I want you to give your information for those who are out there across the world, where they can contact you, where they can go look you up on the email if they want to have a personal conversation with you. I mean, talk to them. Let the people know.
Okay, there's several ways. Through the media sites, I'm on Facebook under Lloyd Strayhorn. Then I have a book called Numbers in You, for which a fan page has been developed on that site. Then on Twitter, I have Numbers in You, which is my classic book. And then on Instagram, it's also Numbers in You. If you go to my website, for those that missed the predictions or the forecast for your signs, you will see that if you go to Lloyd Strayhorn, or Lloyd-Strayhorn, that's LLoyd Strayhorn, STRAYHORN.com. So it's Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. You can also get on my site and schedule appointments. You can also go on my site and order 4 of the 6 books I've written. They all on that site. They'll come back to you autographed. Or for those, you can call me on my toll-free number, which is 1-800-581-4401. I'm going to I know, because somebody's getting the pencil. I was going to say, I'm going to repeat it. It's 1-800-581-4401.
Well, anyway, it'll be on the tape. So
okay, good. Good.
Okay. So with that, family.
Yeah, I can take the calls.
Yes, we ready to take the calls now. First caller up in the building. Let's go. Phone gonna be ringing any minute.
Yeah. It's nice how you got this hooked up.
Okay. So again, numbers play a vital role. So the more familiar we get with how numbers construct our life, the better we can navigate.
Well, let me say this. Imagine a world, Herman, without numbers. Imagine when you get up tomorrow morning. Not now. I've challenged people for which I've gotten... Okay.
Yeah, you can finish this statement.
I've challenged people to get up in the morning and begin your day without numbers. It's impossible. You need to see what time it is. Right. You might need to make a call, get a call. You might want to watch your favorite radio station or look at your favorite TV set. All this is in numbers.
Right, but now that's in a civilized society. Let's some people who are living in the bush where they don't have clocks, and then the sun comes up. Well,
I think the person living in the bush is more intuitive.
Exactly. So
than all the scientific stuff.
You don't really need all of those.
All right, let's listen up for the question. Here's your question. Go ahead, my brother. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, peace. What's going on, brother Sonetta, Herman Smalls, and brother Lloyd Strayhorn?
Thank you, sir.
My name is Jeffrey, calling from Florida, and I just wanted to know if brother Lloyd could read my birthday.
Yes, I just need his birthday and his name.
What's your birthday and your name?
Yes, my name is Jeffrey, and my birthday is February 17th, 1986.
Okay. You, Jeffrey, would be an Aquarius, but you would be an Aquarius 8 person because you're born on the same day, the 17th day of the month. Now, it's interesting, on this day, if you have ever heard of football legend Jim Brown, that's his birthday. If you ever heard of Michael Jordan, the basketball legend, that's his birthday. If you ever heard of the founder of the Black Panther Party, Huey P. Newton, that's his birthday. And there's other, but I was going to say, I didn't want to overdo it, but I'm letting you know how dynamic you are. First of all, Jeffrey, your birthday suggests you are very mature, which is why you like older women. So probably one introduced you to Sex 101 when you was a kid coming up, which is none of my business. You will find that you're an intense guy, very loyal. This year that you're into now says that you're ready in a transitional period to move things around, also form alliances or partnerships or go in conjunction with people. Take your time, and also this year says you got to watch your diet too. So if there's been a change of the diet or thinking about the change of the diet, that makes absolute sense to me.
Okay. Brother Lloyd, is there any donations that you receive? Like, if the people wanted to give you a donation, do you have something where they can donate? Because I know you do this, and the people give you donations for, for doing what you do. So, is there any place that the people can give you donations for doing what you do?
Well, for those in PayPal, all they got to do is send it to my email account, Lloyd, LLoyd, Strayhorn, STRAYHORN, at MSN.com. Lloyd Strayhorn at MSN, whatever little donations. I got 6 children, okay? I need every bit I can get my hands on, so I ain't going to lie to you. I ain't going to front. Okay.
Right. Thank you, Strayhorn. The next caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Hello, my given name is Kevin Still. Peace to everybody. Peace to Sonetta.
Peace
to Brother Smalls. Peace to Mr. Strayhorn. My name is Kevin Still. I'm calling from Virginia. I'm originally from Brooklyn, and I'm 43 years. I'm 42 years old actually. 42 years old. My birthday is October 12th, 1974, and I just want to know what's going on with me this past year. I've been working for the state in Virginia, in the forensic, helping out kids and everything, but I lost my job. In the same time, I'm helping my woman build her own.
Hold on for 1 minute, brother.
No, I hear in essence pretty much, Kevin, I heard his...
Yeah, Kevin, finish it up, Kevin.
October 12th, 1974.
Right, and I heard his birthday and everything.
You there?
I'm here.
All right,
okay.
Okay, I was saying, you heard my birthday and my age and everything.
Yes.
And, I recently lost my job and go through some things on my job, but at the same time, I help a woman. We have a home daycare service where we cater to the black people and the children, and it's going well. And I just have to say the confusion right now. I'm trying to do my best for myself and for my family, but, I don't know, I'm just confused. So what's in store for me to do something about it?
Let me say this to you, Kevin. Actually, you're in a better place than you realize, although things may not seem like that in this moment. First of all, the year you just left should have probably been very rough or challenging, to say the least. This year, at least, that you've entered and just starting, is a turnaround type year for you. It's going to be a cycle of opportunities, a chance for you to travel or break out. And by the way, I think you had mentioned something, if I heard it correctly, about you were terminated, but I like the fact you're still helping your lady, you're still proactive about a lot of things. Let me help you. Your key numbers are the 3, 6, and 9, which means your best days to get back on point is always on a Thursday, a Friday like today, and a Tuesday. Your power months are always in March, April, and May, October, November, and December. The only challenge you will have, Kevin, you got a harder goal, but people take advantage of it. Like, let's say I spoke to you in a minute. Yo, Kev, what's up, buddy? So-and-so, listen, man, can you take me to the airport? You might say yes, and think about it like, yo, man, how come his brother didn't take him to the airport? So, in other words, you and I have to be careful of being the victim or the sacrifice for the plans and intrigues of others' users.
Right. And Kevin, and obviously I don't know you, we just calling in, but I'm definitely going off the vibe I hear from your voice, brother, and I hear the pressure. I hear the pressure. I hear the stress. So I would suggest this, brother. Find some good outlets, whether it's exercising, whether you like reading, whether you like going to the park. You got to bring something back into your cipher that helps you balance and manage this stress, because you got a lot coming at you right now, and I hear it in your voice. You got a good heart. Matter of fact, you got a beautiful spirit, but you carrying a lot. And no matter, the strongest man on the world has his limits. So find those ways before you get to a tipping point where you're moving in directions that you know you don't want to go, and taking actions you know you don't want to take. So before moving to that point, brother, bring some more. Maybe it could be exercise. Maybe it could be changing the diet. But something that's going to start to lift your spirits and balance out some of this tension that's bubbling around you right now.
Hey, Strayhorn, I think you better hire that man. Y'all two work good together, brother. What's up, my brother Kevin? You good?
I'm good. I couldn't really hear everything, but I'll hear it on the tape.
Yes, yes.
Small,
just look, when you ask a question, just go to the video and you'll hear it better on the video.
I will. I appreciate everything, my brother.
Thank you, my brother.
Take care,
all
Kevin.
the best, Kevin.
Take care.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
All right, there we have it. The people calling in, they love it. Peace and Black Power. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Son? My name is Let's Read a Book. I just started up this YouTube channel. Yeah, it's real though, man. Basically, what I'm doing is every day I'm uploading a video. My kids just read different kids' book, and I'm trying to get my channel jumping so I can be able to just give my kids something positive to look at, something positive to stimulate their mind. So basically, I was just calling so I can, I can promote the
What's
page.
your birthday?
When's your birthday?
My birthday, April 7th.
April the 7th. Whoa. Right after me, my brother.
That's
April
Billie
the
Holiday.
6th.
That's Billie Holiday.
Oh, wait. I have one more thing. I just bought this big boy camera, and I'm actually from Chicago. I don't live there no more, so whenever you ready, because my mom, my daddy, all my family still stay there. Whenever you ready, I want you to try to contact me, because I can show you that I can. Whenever you're ready to go down there, you said you're gonna go down there and bring your cameras, your news van. You're gonna have 10 people with you. I'm actually I'm from 69th and True. That's on the south side of Chicago. So we just start right there and have a conversation with my block, have a conversation with my people and see what the mindset is. You know what I mean?
All right, my brother. That's what it is. Thank you for the call.
I contact you. I send you a text message with my contact information. And, we just go from there.
All right. Thank you, my brother.
This year for him is going to be explosive in a positive way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, from every sense of the word. If he's been looking to expand his horizons, if he's been looking to be that better person, and in fact, he's going through a good luck cycle and a money-making cycle too. So there's a lot of things up the road that's all positive for him.
Yeah,
All right.
and
Peace
just
and Black Power.
really briefly, I got from him. He is a showman. He is a showman. From the name he's coming out with.
No, I like his name.
Yeah, and then but his vibe, and it's interesting because before you said what you said, I was feeling that already. You get ready to get some blessings, man. It's like you've been putting stuff out that a floodgate is getting ready to come back your way. You've been living right, you've been doing right by people, and it's now just going to be giving you back what you've given out. So you're in a good place. I hear it. Yeah. Just be ready for it. Be ready to step into it.
All right. Peace and Black Power. What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Tony from Harlem.
Tony from Harlem. What up, Tony?
All right, Tony. My man.
How you doing?
What's up, Tony?
Yeah, I've been a loyal fan to your channel for quite some time now, and I see my brother right here, talking about the zodiac, 12 tribes and all. I want to ask him about the Pisces. I'm born 3/10, 7/8.
He was born 3/10.
Exactly at 6:25 p.m.
Yeah.
All right, say that once more so he can hear you.
He's born 3/10. I don't need the year. We good with that. Okay. You born the same day as
I'm gonna hang up so you can go and listen to it on the line. All right, peace.
Okay. Whoever this gentleman is, he don't take orders well. Period. He should either be, he probably wanted to be a lawyer, doctor, scientist, entrepreneur, innovator. His birthday suggests he has sensitivities with his eyes, especially his right eye more than his left eye, or his lower back. It all depends on how things is, how well he keeps himself, or diet and age and stuff like that. This year has been kind of rough for him in a good way, that he had to really get it together. But now his life is changing. A lot of opportunities are going to be breaking for him. Right now, this very month of January, it tells me there's a break in terms of his personal life, in terms of romance and finance. Back coming up in February, it indicates a time to lay back. And then in March, his birthday month, it indicates it's going to be a whole new ballgame. Yeah, he doesn't take orders well.
You know, that's interesting. Again, it's correlating. I didn't get it in that wording, but what I get is he's very direct. He's direct.
That's the nature
and
of one.
To the point. To the point.
Ones
you know
and
what?
nines. I tell people, if they don't want to hear the truth,
yes, don't be rolling with him.
One, don't talk to a number 9.
Right.
I mean, because sometimes people will tell you what you want to hear. Ones and nines tell you what you need to hear. There's a difference.
And that's a vibe I get from. I give this to Sonette, in your directness, sometimes people misunderstand. So you're going to be having some battles with people trying to understand who you are, because, you know, you're to the point. You don't like a lot of fluff. You're very dependable. You're like one of them die-hard friends. You want, when everybody else can turn their back, you're going to be one of them done standing next to someone.
He's a number 6. 6 is the humanitarian sign. We're talking about Sonetta now. We're talking about him real bad. But let me tell you this. Number 6 people are loyal, faithful, dependable, and you can depend on them through the thick and the thin.
Did y'all hear that?
They have a
except for Sonetta.
You can always tell the haters, right, Sonetta? And the thing is, they have this sense of loyalty about them, but they have a sense of stubbornness too. But that's because they have a very strong sense. They have a strong sense of right and wrong, and when they feel they right, they ain't budging. Sorry.
When they feel they right, they ain't always gotta be right up in this piece. But yeah,
you right on.
And they have a good judge of character, and in any job, whether they have their own or at the workplace, 6s are always got this thing. They don't get caught in the cliques. What they get caught up into, if you're right and if you're not right. So this is why eventually 6 people win everybody over at the job place.
Right.
Because they know whether they like you or not, they know that when they talk to Sonetta or any number 6 person, then they should gonna get the truth.
And it's back to Sonetta, but to that brother, balance too though. Get some more fun in your life. It's great to be to the point and be dependable, but balance it with a little more relaxation, man. You gotta pamper yourself. Go take a movie in. Go to a comedy. You gotta laugh more. You gotta laugh more.
All right, come on. All right, peace and black power, brother. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yes, peace, Bubba. Universal peace and blessings. My name is John Cohen out of Harlem, Foster Projects. And the question I have for the brothers up there is, are y'all faggots? Y'all look like homos. Y'all look like you're
Oh, man.
No. Listen. See, let me tell you this.
Go ahead. Here.
I have been doing this so long, okay, that what that tells me is his insecurity. That's all that says to me, brother. That's his insecurity. And instead of judging probably whether we are whatever he just described, he missed out on all the whole point of all the knowledge that we tried to embark. So that's on him.
And actually, I wish we kept more. Now, to be honest, when he first started out, I really got a good vibe from him. And it's crazy.
I don't have a problem with him.
What I'm saying is crazy as he took it. You know, it's like, so brother, all I'm saying, if you're still watching, I'm sorry it's that much anger in you. It's you got to find out what's the source of that anger, because you're angry at something. Because you stepped into a family environment. This is your family. We are your brothers. And you use your intelligence to do a decoy. You started out very serious. You had our attention. As soon as you had your brothers locked in, then you wanted to present poison.
He ain't throw me off.
Well, no.
Throw me off not one
right, but I'm saying the point of what his intention was. He wanted. Well, hold on, Lord.
Was to throw us off. It may have thrown you off. It didn't throw me off.
Right, I got that. But the point I'm making is, again, to give him a reading, even though he didn't call for it, he didn't want, but you need it. And brother, hold on, Lord, 1 second. Okay, 1 second. No, 1 second.
Then I'm at his level.
Right. Okay, 1 second. I'm just finishing up with this. So, brother, and we have brothers like that among us. that have mixed feelings. You got to get to the source of where that anger is, and wherever it is, deal with it. We still wish healing.
So nice. Huh?
Yeah, we wish healing because he's still part of the family. He's still part of the family. We wish healing for you. And sorry, sorry you chose to express it in a disrespectful way. You could have even presented your question in a serious way, and we gave you answers. Or said, brothers, y'all seem so close and so friendly. Where does that come from? And we would have dealt. Yeah, and we would have dealt with that. But you just went right into a negative place. And did that do something for you? Or did you feel? Yeah, I got one in. I don't know, because people do that anyway.
Anybody?
No, thanks, man.
So, anyway, so you can finish demolishing him.
No. It's not to demolish him. It's just that I have been in the media so long. You're always going to have haters. I remember one time I did a cable show, me and this guy, Big Man, and we were on the show, and some guy says, niggas, and you know what me and my partner did? We laughed because of the ignorance. The ignorance. All this is ignorant. The sad part about it is black people pay the consequences of other people's ignorance. That's the only thing. There's a lot of ignorant people up in here, and in all colors, shapes, and sizes too. Okay, like the brother that just called, picked up his vibe. Easy could have helped the brother out. Yeah. But hey, that's an opportunity that he squandered. He might call back in another voice.
Call back today and just be calm. As long as because you're not getting any profanity from him, you're not going to get any from me. We are producing the show.
And you ain't getting a rise out of me either. Right. You got a rise out of Herman, but
we are producing a show that we want the whole family.
I've been through this. Those are haters. That's all it is, man. There's haters. No matter what you do, Herman, there's nothing.
Malcolm X was once a hater. He was a drug dealer. He was a thief. He was a pimp.
Yep.
He was someone at that when he was at that level, you'd have crossed the other street if you saw him.
But you know what? You're right.
But he had a divine spirit in him that someone had to reach. I don't think anybody is disposable. Yeah, there are some that are further gone than others, but our duty is to always do this. Now, if they choose to reject the hand, it's on them. But we have to extend. Good.
Okay.
Lloyd said no comment.
Peace and black power. Peace and black power. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Ashley from Oregon.
Oh, finally.
Ashley?
Yes.
All right.
And where's she from?
Oregon.
Oh, nice.
Thank you for calling in.
You know how to make men feel good. Thank you, Ashley. Thank
you. All right. What's your question, Ashley?
And your birthday?
My birthday is 12/11/86.
Okay, Ashley. What's your question?
Your question, Ashley?
Even if she don't, I know what's up with her.
Okay, 12/11, what? 90?
Well, it makes no difference of the year. But she said 12/11. What it tells me is this is a woman of great vision, great insight, great inspiration. She's a woman ahead of her time. She would do well in IT. She's also finicky or fussy about her eating habits or dietary laws, so she may be a vegan, semi-vegan, or something of that nature. But the nice thing is that she needs to know for this year she's entered her romance and finance cycle. So, door number one. If you enter this year and you don't have anybody, that will change. Door number two, if you've entered the year with somebody and it's been going halfway decent, then there's going to be this talk of like maybe date more exclusively, maybe we share some space or consider looking down the road a little bit further. Or door number three, if you entered this year with somebody, Ashley, and they've been working your darn nerves, believe me, it's going to go south very soon. But this your year to fall in love, fall out of love, move into a home, move out of a home, make some readjustments and stuff like that. She's going to have a great, great year.
Yeah. And Sarnetta, this is what you got to do for the next caller. You got to have them talk a little bit longer. I mean, I vibe from hearing the tone of their voice, and she was on for such a short period.
Yeah, sometimes they be shy.
Yeah, but I started to hear something. So there's a story to it, but I didn't hear enough to tell it.
Call right here.
Okay.
And, this call that I got, this is the brother that called in. He called back.
Okay.
And he said some derogatory things. So I'm gonna give y'all. Y'all wanna?
I would like to. I know Lloyd. Lloyd is done.
Okay, right. now, brother, we letting you back on.
And just be civil.
What's your name? Try to be civil and remember, there are children listening to the broadcast. Right. All right, go ahead. You got the mic. Hold on.
First of all
right, go ahead. Now you got the mic.
Alright, peace, yo. When I was asking, man, cause y'all look sweet. I didn't mean no disrespect. I just wanted to know if there was some feminine dudes tonight. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, saying? I don't like homos or nothing, but I always thought the dude that looked like Tommy, you know what I mean? He don't really got a job either, so he's sitting on Sinetti's couch instead of mine.
Look at the dude that looks like who?
Can I ask a question?
Listen to him, brother. I want you to listen. All right, now
Okay.
listen to him, brother.
Okay, so am I allowed to? Can I ask you a question? Okay, see, he doesn't want to have a dialogue.
He gonna let you talk.
Okay, brother. Now,
He has to wear his woman.
Okay.
Give him a chance to answer.
right. Okay, brother. Again, I'm glad. Well, you at least call back. So you know.
I give
So
you props for that.
yeah, and then you
At
know
least
because
he
yeah.
had the cojones.
Yeah, and brother, and brother, I am your brother. I'm sorry you're picking up such a vibe that you see. You read other.
No disrespect, my feminine brother. I just wanted to know if that dude was a stag. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so that part we got. So do you want to hear me respond, or do you want to just stay on that vibe?
My brother. You know, I'm just a little curious. What's your birthday? I mean, maybe I can be of help. You'd be surprised. No matter what it might look like to you. What's your birthday?
Is your birthday you want to give?
June 29th.
June 29th.
Oh, you know what it tells me, sir, about your birthday?
That was the day in ancient Kemet, 500 locations stag and stuff.
No. I need to know your birthday. Sir, focus.
So yeah, and well, anyway, so he doesn't want to engage into an intelligent conversation. But if you do want to give something related to the birthday,
if he was born on June the 29th, it tells me women have been his blessing and his curse, and I'll leave it at that.
so then maybe they've hurt him in some way. So he's trying to. Well, and so again, brother, we really tried. We was trying to give you a platform, but you just kind of want to stay stuck in that place. So.
Hold on, he's still on. I thought he hung up.
Well, but
Say it
Sonetta,
again.
I
Brother,
know.
you gonna have to listen to him, brother.
Sonetta, we're done because he's not interested in really talking. He's not.
They don't want to talk because you're not interested.
Yeah,
You
because
listen, brother.
well, it doesn't matter. Listen, he can talk, but say something that makes sense.
Okay, are you born June the 29th, sir? Okay, what it tells me is that women have been your blessing and your curse. I don't know whether this shades the way you think or do, but there have been women in your life, sir, that has absolutely loved you for the kind of guy you have been. And then there have been women that if they couldn't have things your way, they were going to make your life you know what, okay? And so, and I'm thinking, yeah, really, he's a brilliant guy, especially with electronics, computers, engineering, technology, the higher mechanical, mathematical sciences, physics, computers, technology. It all depends on him.
Is this true? Is this true? Do you have those talents?
Yeah. Okay. So if there's something sweet about that, brother, it's okay. All right. As long as don't get caught up in the packaging as so much as what is inside the package.
You know what I'm saying, Bob? I just said that to be disrespectful to the format. The format is positive. You understand? But it's just that. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays they try to mix the Afrocentric or they try to mix the knowledge in with being fruity and make it the same thing.
Yeah, but we're not cut from that cloth, brother.
Listen to you. You listen to me now? You know what I'm saying? Like there was another dude that used to be up there talking about men lactating milk and men could breastfeed. And
Oh,
then
this
there's
is
another
some other
dude
stuff with
came
polite.
with an extension on his head. And now you
Okay.
got this fruity ballhead cat. Like what's going on with the fruity dudes now, man? Ain't
Okay.
no woman revolution for fruit pies.
Well, question, sir. What would you therefore suggest?
No fags allowed, man.
Okay, well, there are no fags allowed. Excuse me. There's no fags allowed. Excuse me. There are no fags in here. Well, he's got some issues.
Well,
he's got some issues you and I can't.
Well, so yeah. So, but guess what? But check out the positive. He called back. There's still something there, man. He's still.
Listen, go ahead, okay?
Oh, Queen, yeah. But lastly, on him, because we ain't throwing away anybody, he can still be salvaged. We just got to get to him in a different way. Anyway, Queen is coming in. Brother, thank you for at least calling back.
What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Dee Williams.
Hold on. Say that again.
My name is Dee Williams, and I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm very excited to be on the call. So first of all, Sonetta, I absolutely love you.
Yay! What's your birthday?
I'm going to tell you, I have been talking to Unc and other people in the community really quickly before I get my birthday, and I have been trying to send this message out to Sonetta to say a lot of people don't understand business. I think your contract was perfect, and I just think the things that you're doing for the community is needed. Everyone is watching worldwide. Kudos to you, big ups. I love you. So that's first.
Thank you.
Second of all, the brother on the right-hand side of the corner is fine as I don't know what. So I don't know about the game with the guys talk about the gay stuff.
No, you're
This
from
brother
that
right
TV,
here
you're on the
is
right
very
hand side of the
simple.
corner.
Okay.
We call him our Isaac Hayes.
Start that. Son.
Yes, he is. Well, he is
Thank you, Queen.
definitely that brother that a sister
Queen,
like me
thank
would
you.
definitely
Thank you.
entertain.
Enough.
The third thing that I want to say
Thank you, Queen. Thank you so much.
is my birthday is January 30th. I'm very much so interested in inspiring our community in economic growth and empowerment.
Her birthday is January 30th. That's my first son.
She is an Aquarius.
My first son is January the 30th, sister.
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
She is an Aquarius.
Go ahead, talk to
So
her.
I don't know if that's all the information.
Well, the information tells me whoever you are very, first of all, you don't look your age. It tells me also that you were out on your own between your 19th and 22nd birthday, whether you either went to school or just left out on your own. You've always had ambition. You've always wanted to be somebody. And the worst thing is somebody can't tell you can't do this and you can't do that. That's the worst thing to ever do to you, because that really is what motivates you. This year you had to work the cookies off, but the nice thing is there's been a fundamental change and shift for you that's going to bring a lot of opportunity. You're also in a cycle of sex attraction, so if there's a lot of flirting and stuff going on, don't be surprised, okay? That's all I'm telling you.
And
That was excellent.
And if I can add to that, you got that Southern Belle thing on lock. You know, I'm telling you, the quality of your voice and just the accent. Yeah. So just like what Lloyd said, you know, you have an impact on men, and not just because of your energy and the way you look, but you treat men a certain way that if they mess up and lose you, they never recover. So, yeah. I know, sis. I'm telling you what now. Again, now, yeah, because Queen, I'm not reading numbers, but your vibe comes through this phone. Your vibe comes through this phone.
Let me just say, if you're single, I'm definitely.
Look at
Now, guess what, Queen? The next airing, I will have a black eye because, Queen, thank you, I'm so flattered. But yes, I do have a queen in my life. Her name is Queen Akabulan. Mine and yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? For those brothers who can have more than one wife, I tip my hat. I can barely keep up with one. Trying to make one. Yes. I'm still working on that. But thank you so much. Okay, thank you. But those are my thoughts just from your vibe. This year is going to be unstoppable for you. You will get what you decide to have. Do not bring that energy with you. Anything you want will be right in front of you, Queen.
I received that. Thank you so much. Gentlemen, have an amazing.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Wow. Let me ask you, Smalls, how does it feel, you know, to have the queens coming out calling you out, brother? How does that feel, though? How does it, you know, charge you up, brother? Yes, brother.
Well, I mean, some queens may, and I'm flattered and touched by those, but you know, women are just like men; they have their types. Yeah. You know, those who might find whatever I present attractive, others be like, "Yo, get him off the camera." So it works that way. But I'm blessed today. So for the other ones that want to turn me off as soon as they see I'm going to get better. Okay.
Now let me ask you, Brother Lloyd, how does it feel? Because most of the times we are pursuing them and we telling them how beautiful they look. This time it was a flip. It was a reverse.
Well, what the sisters don't know, that there used to be a thing, I don't know whether they still celebrate in this country, called Sadie Hawkins Day, where the woman therefore asked the man out, asked the man to marry, asked the man to be engaged. There's no more Sadie Hawkins Day.
What's the history behind Sadie Hawkins?
I have no idea, other than some woman says, listen, I'm tired of waiting for a man to ask, is he going to marry me? I'm going to ask him. Yeah, but Sadie Hawkins Day, that's exactly what it's about. But that's what a lot of, so again, earlier in the show I was saying this is the age of women, and what a lot of women are doing, they realize their time is valuable. 5 years of me dating dating you is totally of 5 years from your perspective. I might say, honey, ain't that great? It's been 5 years, we've been loving it. But a woman will say, well, honey, we've been 5 years. What's the next step? What's the next process? We're not engaged yet. You know what I'm saying? Does this have a leg? Does it have a future? And so what women are doing, smartly enough, they're not wasting their time with some of us knuckleheads. They qualifying us right from the giddy up. So therefore, they don't waste no time and keep it moving.
Right, and they're getting a lot of advice. You know, I credit, you know, Steve Harvey with him opening up the market and speaking to women from a man's perspective. Dr. Umar Johnson, one of his uploads, went all into relationships. So I think they're getting some unvarnished information and truth that they can act on. So, and then women have always been more communicative than us men. Their friendships are closer. They share more with each other. So they have us beat. So and they're coming into the year, they will be unstoppable.
All right, family, I want y'all to be standby right after this. We're going to jump right in there with my brother, Supernova Salome. He's on deck, and he's going to give up some powerful...
That's right. I just want to let you know, Happy New You. Black is wonderful. Black is miraculous. It's incredible. It's cosmic, and you are powerful, beautiful beings. Time to emanate. Time to transform and change. Be the change that you want to see, and be the illuminous daily and every day. We are the power. Swag on the haters with your divine light. Ashe.
Ashe. All right. Now we have a sister in the building. All right. Here we go. Peace and Black Power, sister. What's your name and where you calling from?
Peace and love, brother Sonetta. Peace and love, Supernova. Peace and love to the brother that's Brother Lloyd.
Thank you.
And Brother Sherman.
Sherman? No, it's Herman. It's Herman.
I was saying the same thing.
Oh, wait. Huh?
It's Herman, not Sherman.
Yes, my birthday is 9/25/85.
9/25/85. All right. Before he go in on this, do you have anything else to say? Because you know you are outspoken person, Melanin Sutek. You are outspoken person.
Salute, sis.
Yeah. Okay, now
Melanin, you heard?
What did you say?
I said, before he go into your birthday, do you have anything you want to say? Because we know you are outspoken person, you're an activist out here on YouTube, YouTube figure, and do you have anything you want to add on?
No, I'm just completely open to what the brother has to say. I don't want to direct, you know, his energy and the message that I'm about to receive from him. So I'm just
give him your birthday one more time.
September the 25th.
All right, September the 25th. Melanin, I'm gonna hang up, and you can listen to it online, or if you want to have something else to say.
Okay, Melanin, how you doing? Happy New Year to you, honey. You are a Libra 7 person because you're born on the 25th day of the month, and I said 2 + 5 is 7. Just that simple. 7 people are very individualistic like her, like Melanin. 7 people can also be very sarcastic. She can say, Lloyd, you need to take a long walk off a short bridge, okay? That kind of thing. It also indicates you like to think for yourself. And the nice thing about it this year is you're entering a pregnancy cycle. Now, when I say that to women, Herman, I notice the women don't know how to spell the word pregnancy like we men don't know how to spell the word commitment. Does it have 2 T's or 2 M's or whatever? But the point is that this is a year, and it doesn't have to be a biological pregnancy. It could be a symbolic pregnancy. Did you give birth to an enterprise, birth to a project or a plan or idea? Especially next month is coming up in February. But she's very analytical, and she's not afraid to go down the rabbit hole, which is why people will sometimes have problems with you. It's their problem. So if a guy's dealing with you and they think they can talk to you in a light, superficial manner, you're not the one. Maybe your sister, but not you. Okay, because you like to go deep. Okay, and that's how you are. But this is your year to focus on things. In this month of January that we're in right now says it's going to be a period to either wrap some things up or make some of your dreams come true, whatever they are, to kick off your year for 2017. But she's a powerhouse of a lady, though.
Yeah, and you have never met her. You don't know her.
No.
Now, that's amazing. That's amazing. Now, I'm a little divided because I can go by the voice, but I have met this sister. And I've even seen her imagery on YouTube. So she is provocative. There's an energy. She's provocative, she's bold, but guess what? She's an opposite of both of those. There's a shy quality to her.
Well,
because
I've the low key.
Yeah, I've seen her. I've seen her at event. Then on quiet moments, just off to the side. So she could be all up in it and among it and ruling in it, but she likes her quiet time. She thinks deeply.
No, but she's a
very
7.
deeply.
I'm a 7. We 7s prefer to be our own best company. So in case nothing, I can't just knock on her door because I happen to be in the neighborhood and I saw her light on and say, "Oh, let me come over there and hang out."
Right.
I can ring the bell, but guess who ain't gonna get in?
Exactly.
She knows in advance.
Right. So again, in your quiet time, there's always been a purpose in your life. You know it. You got to get closer to it. And I don't know exactly what it is, but I feel that you got to get back to it, because one time you were really clear on it, and yeah, the rest is getting hazy, so I don't want to go forward. But there's something related to your purpose that you got to recommit to get back into that stream. They're like the blessings are waiting. They're waiting to see that you want what you said you wanted and what you committed yourself to. So if that means something, Queen, I hope it's helpful.
All right. We're going to be done at 2 o'clock. Okay. Peace and Black Power. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, what's going on? Peace to all the brothers in the building right now. LLoyd Strayhorn, I'm loving the information.
Thanks, buddy.
My name is Riley, man. I'm from Far Rockaway. My birthday is December the 8th, 1986. I just recently had a baby and everything like that. I'm trying to, build with that, do the right things with that, and I'm noticing a lot in especially last year. A lot of things good would happen, a lot of things bad would happen. Like, it also seemed like every time something good would happen for me, something bad would happen, like right behind that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also noticing a lot of things that I'm putting a lot of attention on in my life. If it's negative, it happens like right away. Like, I never really, like last night, like a couple nights ago, I was like, yo, I don't want to get pulled over because I got to renew my registration. You know what I'm saying, with my car. And I got pulled over as soon as I thought about it. Like I was thinking about it, like, throughout the day, and like, yo, it just happened, like, right then. I got pulled over. So, look, they didn't give me a ticket, you know what I mean, because I was trying to be positive in my mind. I'm like, yo, let me just, like, be calm down, relax, you know what I mean? And they let me go. They just took my license, they took me from there and let me go. And, yeah, so I just wanted some information on that.
All right, Brother Omawali, you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
I'm surprised you're not in the paper, on the front page of the paper. You're supposed to be on the front page of the paper. You're supposed to be on the news, on every news channel right now, because you're the first brother that I know that had a baby. You know, you just said you had a baby, brother. Man. So, I mean, you're supposed to be all over the world right now. You're the first brother that had a baby.
Oh, man.
You get it, right? It's a joke, brother. It's a sense of humor. You know what I mean? I know what you're saying. My wife just had a baby. You know, I understand, but it's just a joke, brother. Go ahead.
Omawali, how are you, sir? Happy New Year. I'm curious. You said you had a baby, and I'm looking at your cycle from last year, which is a 2, and so the pregnancy months or the delivery months would have been around late March into April, late May into June, late August into September. By any chance, was your baby born around those times?
Yeah, my baby was born on the 19th of December.
She just got here.
Yeah, she just had the baby.
And what's her birthday?
My baby's birthday
is the 19th, you said? 19th. Right. That's the same day as Dr. Martin Luther King's father. That's the same. That tells me that daughter of yours, it's nice in black communities. We are taught you go to school, you get a good education, you go get a good job. Okay, that's the old school thinking. In your case of your daughter, she goes to school, get a good education, and ultimately go into business for herself. She's going to want to be a lawyer or doctor or scientist. And in fact, your birthday suggests that you had the experience with older women, younger women, women from different cultures, and long-distance relationships, not necessarily in that order. And you've always been very determined. Your most important numbers are the 8, 3, and 6. Your best days are always on a Saturday, a Friday, and a Thursday, working backwards. And your best months are always in January, March, May, October, and December when you had your little one.
Wow.
And let me tell you, now that you have a daughter, and I got 3 of them, you're in trouble. Trust me. I'm keeping it real, brother. And they're expensive too, but they are so worth it.
Say that again. They are expensive.
Expensive, but they are so worth it.
Yes. Now, I have a question or two because I got a vibe, but I definitely want a question or two if you don't mind answering. It's slightly personal, but so answer to the degree that you think you can. Was your father in your life, and if so, what relationship did you have with him?
My father was in my life, but he was kind of in and out. You know what I mean? But I mean, he showed us enough time, or gave us enough time to where I picked up a lot of knowledge and gain from him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But he was kind of distant in a lot of different ways throughout my life.
All right. So it wasn't a close relationship.
Yeah, it was pretty close. Like,
okay. I mean, emotionally close. Emotionally close. He was physically present, but all the emotional things that a father might give, closeness, going to games, you didn't have that kind of relationship.
Well, yeah, I had more of a. Okay, my father was into Islam, so his thing was always building with me. So he always gave me the knowledge, but as far as like on an emotional level,
right, the affection and other parts.
He's not really that kind of a father to be emotional.
Right. Okay. And now the reason I even asked before I said anything, because when you first started, I hear the pride in fatherhood you have. That came out immediately. Now, of course, that's a thing to be proudful of, but you know how you want to do that based on some things that you missed or that you didn't get, and that's the natural phenomenon. We all want to be a better parent than the parents were to us, and that's a beautiful thing that keeps the families getting bigger and better and stronger. But I felt something there, and you're doing a great job at doing something. You don't have a model in front of you. You don't have a clear picture of how it should be done, but you're doing a great job at it because it means so much to you. And you're going to be one of the fathers that they're going to write books and make movies about, because you're going to love and raise this young human being and pour so much into them that the world is going to benefit from. So
he's going to have him wrapped right around his finger. That's what.
That seems to be unavoidable. Did you hear that, good brother?
No, I was saying your beautiful daughter is going to have you wrapped literally around her pinky. Okay?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so get used to it. Yeah. Now, see, I have 6 children. I have a boy, a girl, a boy, a girl, a boy, a girl. When I had my son, it's totally different. I yoke him around the neck, you know? But when my first daughter was born, I said, oh, man, now I know why the pops want to know where we taking their daughters out at, man. You know? So, yeah, listen. And by the way, you should watch, what was that? Bad Boys 2. There's a scene in Bad Boys 2 where the guy's coming to take Martin Lawrence. That's your daughter. You look at that about 5 or 10 years from now, and you tell me, every father that's got a daughter cracked up on that scene. Because we know how we do. Were you taking my daughter? What you doing? What?
So thank you, brother. I hope that was helpful, and just keep doing what you're doing. Sound like you in a strong flow. Just keep moving towards a positive, and doors are going to open. Yes.
I mean, he's going to, sir. The only way you won't have a great year is you don't do anything. It's going to be like it was in 2008, but then you were younger. You didn't have as much experience and expertise and sophistication as you got now.
2008, man. Yo, that's crazy.
No, the reason why I do that, that's a technique I've learned. So when I talk about the future, which is yet to come, and I know my brothers and sisters, yeah, right, Lloyd, I will throw a year back in the past. So if you can remember that year back in the past, here it is 9 years later, but supposedly you're supposed to be more sophisticated, more mature, more grown, so to speak. And if you can remember that year, then you're about to take this year to a whole nother level.
Right, you heard it straight from the expert, good brother.
And it's 2 o'clock.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it.
I was not in a rush. I was saying
all right.
I'm going to see it online later.
Okay, so
Of January.
Good. Oprah Winfrey shirt. Birthday.
So in closing, my brother LLoyd Strayhorn, let the people know again where they can contact you at, where they can leave those righteous donations. And I'm gonna say this is a beautiful show. We need the balance. Yes. On the House of Consciousness right now. You know, it's positive. You giving that love energy back to the people that's out there that need it, because we always want to present ourselves as being tough, you know, and gangster. So now we got to hit your soft spot and let you know, man. Come on, man. We all need some love right now. So let the people know.
is they can always reach my social media sites. For Facebook, it's LLoyd Strayhorn. I have a fan page named after my best-selling book, Numbers in You, they can go to. Then I have a Twitter account that's under Numbers in You, a Instagram that's under Numbers in You. My kids got me on this. They say, okay, I did it. Anyway, I have my website, LLoyd-Strayhorn.com. That's LLoyd-Strayhorn, STRAYHORN.com. You can also go to that site, order my books, and you can also click on the numerology topics to figure out or see the forecast for 2017 for your respective zodiac sign should you miss it. But more importantly, you can also order my books, which will come back to you autographed, and you can also schedule appointments all on my website.
Right. And also, you do phone consultations as well.
Yes, I do. That number is 1-800.
Hold up. Give them what number you giving them right now?
I'm giving them a toll-free number. And so you can contact conversations, right? And somebody will get back to you. Either I or somebody will get back to you. My number is 1-800-581-4401. That's 1-800-581-4401. And I gotta thank Sonetta. I've been trying to get in front of this camera for a long time. I ain't gonna.
Your PayPal email.
My PayPal email, and let me tell you, my girls are gonna get it. Okay, so I can tell you right away where it's at. But it's LLoyd Strayhorn, LLoyd Strayhorn, STRAYHORN. Only so you don't send the money to the wrong place, please. Thank you. LLoyd Strayhorn at MSN.com. Thank you.
And you know, I'm your brother, Herman Smalls. We're getting ready to wrap up. It was a treat having this brother with his expertise and it's just natural wisdom. Again, earlier, if you missed it, if you didn't see the whole thing, we were discussing what qualifies an elder. And it's not just the length of time you're on the planet, it's the kind of work you've done. Known this man 40 years, through his challenges, through his rise, always has had a humble spirit, always has taken care of his family, always has represented us as a people with dignity and expertise. And a product of Harlem.
Get that
so that's elder credentials for me. So when we looking at who's an elder, who's not an elder, it's what you put in. You put in that kind of work, you get that status. And I've never heard of profanity out of this man. Never heard of vulgarity out of this man. Never seen him involved in any kind of public disputes. Exactly. So the honor and a humble spirit. So again, if you're wondering,
let me say this too. The reason why I'm in great shape is because of this brother right here. He is my personal trainer. I mean, for me to go off here, I have gotten a lot of nice compliments from the ladies, brother. That's all I can tell you. That's a good thing. It's a God thing, okay? But I'm telling you, the brother that keeps me in shape to keep doing what I'm doing is this brother right here, okay? Herman Smalls.
Thank you. So, Brother Herman, close out. What you do? What
and how people get to you.
How can people get in contact with you?
Well, I am a fitness specialist, a fitness expert. I help you with weight gain, weight loss, shaping, toning. I also teach health nutrition, martial arts training, because into this day and age, you better have your skills tight. And again, nutrition is critical. So all those things, if you need information, please feel free to reach out to me at 212. Yeah, I'll get it right now. 212-690-5776. 212-690-5776. Or email me directly. It's somewhat long. My first name, Herman Specialized with a D Fitness at Gmail. Herman Specialized Fitness at Gmail. Anybody who emails me today gets the automatic 10% off any of my products and services that you utilize, only because you're watching Sonetta TV right now. Yes. Anyone else doesn't get that deal. But if you call or email, you will get that based on that.
In closing, who are some of the greats you have worked with? I know you're working with this elder. He's a musician, a jazz player. Yes. Who are some of the people you're working with right now?
I've been blessed to work with Jennifer Holliday. I've worked with the jazz great Ron Carter, for anyone who knows jazz. Keith David, Broadway actor. Asha Blake, I don't know how many people remember her. She used to be an anchor on Good Morning America. Rod Strickland, he used to play with the Knicks. A few NFL players, a few other entertainers. Just folks who wanted to just keep their game tight professionally, and just the average brother or sister that I have classes. Yeah, no, you are far from average, Lloyd. He's one of the celebrities too that he's hanging on my wall. So but don't think that the average person can't come and utilize these talents. So I have classes.
How come my man over here never came over to your gym, man? Because he gets it in too. He gets it.
No. Let me.
Uh-oh, see? Oh, Nova's coming on here.
No, you know who I am, right?
Yes.
I'm Queen of Fu's older son. I'm
Queen of-
Supernova, Queen of Fu's
I
older
know,
son.
that's what I'm saying, 'cause I'm looking
So
at
I grew up
this.
on numbers than you. So look, about training with the big homie Herman. So when I was over there with Pops, I was telling the big homie, I was like, it'll be so dope if me and Herman get the big homie side netter, red pill and blue pill, and we go get it in and just do some basic, fundamentals with the House of Consciousness and with the pills with our family, and that way Herman can take us through the protocols, and then I can support the big homie, take us through this basic protocols to inspire brothers and sisters on resistance training. So I'm so with it. Like, y'all let me know when. I'm about that training life.
And I will say, health is your wealth. Let me tell you this. You can have all the money in the world, but if your health is not together, it don't mean squat.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. And to close out, thank you again, Black News 102, for providing a platform for the whole family. Whenever you see the brother or me, you know that broadcast is going to be free of vulgarity, profanity. Sonetta is going to be producing a children's channel also that you know right off the top. You can set your kids in front of and go clean the house because they're going to be getting positive, uplifting images. And he's only doing this because we worked with the brother. We're giving him a chance. And that's all it takes. And other doors will open. We all would be blessed. So thanks for tuning in. Yes, and donate, contribute, and subscribe. And lastly, my queen, Akabul Mine, has her channel. She is uploading some great information too. Please subscribe to there as well. Supernova in the house. We all are in social media. Support us. We grow. And we continue to give you quality programming. Thank you.
All right, and we out.